was a tale of two halves. Second half, Trayvon Blewett dominated us in the first half. Second half, we held them 27% from the field. We had 20 deflections in the second half. That's just how we look at things. Our offense was pretty consistent both halves. We just were able to finally play some D in the second half. Change the game, give ourselves a chance to win. But proud of the guys, they stepped up their intensity level. You know, I thought we didn't really make any adjustments at halftime other than try to play a whole lot harder on defense. We don't see guys make the shots that Blewett was making on every night. And I think sometimes it causes some slippage for us. It's a concern going forward. So we've got to stay sharp and make sure that doesn't happen. Just you're not always going to be able to overcome a team making 15 threes, but got to give my players a lot of credit. They did what they had to do to win the game in a lot of different ways. Different guys made a lot of plays tonight.
How were they getting so open in the first half?
We were away from let them shoot.
I mean, were they not
We
getting
left
their
them when we weren't.
screens?
No, we left some guys. We left he and McCure and Blewett times when we shouldn't have. And what I'm trying to say to you is we have some breakdowns against other teams that don't make us pay quite the way Xavier was making us pay. And that's what happened. You know, how were they open? We left them.
They came in here, Xavier, Chris, and the players talking about how you basically killed them on the glass, rebounding, et cetera. Would you?
I mean, we were +9. I mean, they had 13 offensive, we had 19. Now, you can look and see the second chance points is 30-4, but they got offensive rebounds. Our second half defense was the difference. They shot 27% in the second half. That was they only had 3 two-point baskets in the second half. That was the difference in the game. That, and obviously, we got a lot of good players. And, you know, I've been trying to tell you guys all year that we got guys can make plays. We have different guys can hurt you. Different guys can carry us at different points in the game. There's a point in the game where I thought Jaron Cumberland totally carried us and changed the game. You know, Gary and Kyle at different times. Obviously, Jacob had 21. So I was really happy to see Jacob go to the offensive class. But I would tell you my opinion, the offensive rebounding is a tenet of them playing 1-3-1. It's a weakness of that defense. If you don't turn it over against that defense, it's tough to rebound out of that defense. I played it in high school, so I know. Not like I ever got a rebound.
Does this win give your team more confidence, maybe, or does it just kind of reaffirm what this team is capable of if it plays the way it does tonight?
Well, I talked to them about what we're capable of when we play defense, because I've told them from jump that offensively, I think we're going to continue to get better the more we play together, especially with Kyle and Jaron incorporated, and our style of play is much freer, much more open floor. We don't run a lot of plays because we have the guys. We've practiced really hard at teaching them how to play and giving them structure based on floor spacing, not on calling plays. When you play that way, you got to commit to it, and it's not always pretty, but you get better as the year goes on. So I'm hoping that pays off for us. But I think the key for us is to be able to be who we were on offense, but continue to play Cincinnati defense. Because we got some nice guys out there. Justin Jackson not on this team now. Some guys got to channel their inner Justin Jackson. But Nasir Brooks gives it. He gave that to us. But I thought the guys really stepped up their level of intensity and their level of toughness in the second half. And that's what gave us a chance to win the game.
What does it mean to you personally as a team to beat them after losing 3 straight? And I know you'll say thanks for reminding me.
No, it's just, you got to win at home in this series. 2 years ago, I was sitting at home eating pizza, and we blew a game late that we should have won. So, it'd be 2-2 in the last 4 years. But again, when the games like this, it's just like conference. You better beat SMU here, because going down there is going to be World War III. You're going to be underdog. So, I don't really think too much about it, to be honest with you, other than everybody driving me crazy about it all the time. I try to stay focused on doing my job, developing my team. But it's nice to win. You know, I think, like I've said this over and over, the game is so much bigger, better than it used to be. Like Doc was asking questions. I mean, there was a time in the 80s where neither team was going to the NCAA tournament. The highlight of the season in Cincinnati was this game. I mean, it's not, you know, it's still a great game, but for different reasons. We got two real programs. Both teams are going to the big dance. So, you know, it's a different era in this game, which is a good thing.
What was it about?
Oh, go ahead, Mike.
What was it about tonight that Xavier was able to make such a contribution for you?
He's been. I got full confidence in him on the defensive end. He had 2 big offensive rebounds again against the 1-3-1. But defensively, I got full confidence in him. He's as effective as a freshman defender as I've coached in a long time. Usually, big men that are freshmen really struggle on the defensive end. He moves his feet extremely well on the defensive end. For a guy his size, he understands how to use his size without fouling. But he's got a serious future in basketball. He really does. Because he's a guy that was underrated. Darren Savino did a great job recruiting him. He was another guy on our team, like Gary Clark. I don't know how many stars he had, but he's a big-time player. Pro scouts know who he is. I can tell you every guy's been through our practice. They know who he is. It's just why I say on our team, like Quandre Moore didn't get to play tonight because they play a 4-guard offense. It's hard to get him in there. But when you're on a good team, it's hard. You know, who you got to be better than, and then it becomes matchups and you know who you're playing. And I didn't want to slide into the zone against them the way Blewett was shooting the ball, so it was hard for me to get quiet in the minutes. Anybody got anything else? I know you guys been in here forever. I've been waiting to get in here.